It's all talk. I'm Kevin Dietz, following the manhunt for the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Law enforcement says they have good video and images of the suspect and believe they are closing in. They say the gunman blended into the college atmosphere and was of college age. They say the shooter fled to a wooded area and dropped the weapon, a bolt-action rifle. They obtained palm prints and other evidence. They say if they do not apprehend the shooter soon, they will ask for the public's assistance. Reaction continues to come in on this terrible tragedy. This is Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
To state the obvious here, this is detestable what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are. It violates the core principles of our country, our Judeo-Christian heritage, our civil society, our American way of life, and it must stop. We need every political figure, we need everyone who has a platform to say this loudly and clearly. We can settle disagreements and disputes in a civil manner, and political violence must be called out, and it has to stop.
And this is Democratic Governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, who had a different take. He threw blame on President Donald Trump.
First, I want to express my sympathy to Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence. And the president, what did he do? He pardoned them. I mean, what kind of signal does that send to people who want to perpetrate political violence? Not a good one.
Joining us now, Roshini Rajkumar, attorney, political strategist, and the host of the Crisis Files. Good morning, Roshini.
Good morning, Kevin. It's very interesting, the contrast between some of the sound you just played and what we're hearing from other Democrats compared with Governor Pritzker. This isn't really the time to be pointing fingers at anyone. Something like this absolute assassination of Charlie Kirk, cuts across all lines. And I am really pleased to see the Democrats and Republicans and nonpartisan types are all stepping up to saying, this is just wrong. What I hope, as someone who is a lover of free speech and a lover of the Constitution, is very sadly this has happened, but perhaps Charlie Kirk will go down as the martyr for free speech, because we've gotten to a place in the United States when people simply call you wrong and bad because you disagree with them. That was never how it was meant to be in this country. That is not what the Constitution is about.
Yes, Charlie Kirk, he encouraged debate. He said, let's have it out. Let's have it out with words. Let's discuss it. Let's see where this discussion takes us. And to have the discussion end with a bullet is not what we want to be in this country. This is not a road we want to go down at all. There's so much to talk about here, Roshini. I don't know where to start. Social media, it feels like poison. I don't know how much you were able to get into what's going on social media, but it started out with a lot of thoughts and prayers and sadness for Charlie Kirk and his wife and two kids, and it quickly just turned into a lot of poison.
Yeah, a lot of poison, and this is the time where most of us should take a break from social media, and we should look within. We should look in our own households, our own schoolyards, our own businesses. How are we supporting differences? How are we supporting the exercise of free speech? And I also disagree with Governor Pritzker. The shooting in my home state of Minneapolis, just a mile or so from where I live in Minneapolis, it was along religious lines. It was not political. But the First Amendment of the United States Constitution supports and protects the free exercise of both speech and religion. So however you look at any of the shootings of the last couple of weeks and this assassination of Charlie Kirk, the best thing leaders could do right now is to stop the political rhetoric and to talk about healing and to look for solutions. And many of us should just stay off of social media. It is not a real healthy place right now. It's only going to take people down further rabbit holes. And this is really a time where I am going to be watching for anyone, regardless of party stripe, to step up and be a leader right now. That's what we need in the United States.
I hate that this video is out there and everywhere. And even if you weren't looking for it, it was just popping up on your social media feed. I'm worried about my own kids watching a video like that. They're in their late 20s. I worry for parents. What do we do with all of this?
Well, sadly, it is these real tragic times, even more than the super happy times. It's the tragic times that help us sit down and have those serious conversations with our children, with our neighbors, with our students. If we happen to have school-age kids or we're a professor, these are the times to have those robust discussions and those places where we go to for safety, whether it's counselors, school teachers, parents, neighbors, where you can really just say, hey, this is a safe space. We're going to talk about this. We're going to say this isn't good behavior. I mean, goodness, I cannot even think about those students and just the community at that Utah institution, right? With this going down right there in their front yard.
Yeah, Roshini Rajkumar, attorney, political strategist, host of the Crisis Files. Maybe we can have you back tomorrow, talk more about this and the topic we were going to have you on for. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Kevin.